Whoop. And I forgot to set the intro scene, so we're live now. But
hi.
that's okay.
Hi.
We were.
There's no fading. We're just going.
We were so busy. We were so busy talking about how this is a serious show, and not meaning it at all. That I forgot to do the serious thing and set it up right. But that's okay. So before I forget, let's take a moment right now, and we'll set the outro scene.
All right.
Sidebar, thanks for watching. Set. Okay, good.
There
All
we
right,
go.
hi everybody.
Sidebar's back. All right.
Yes. So this is the kind of this is like a good backstage moment though for people to see just kind of the lunacy. We agreed that enshittification is real because it even affected Super Bowl commercials because apparently they sucked. But I have no clue because we didn't watch a single down of that game, so I have no idea.
Yep.
Even though I'm wearing my Arizona
What to
Cardinals
say?
hat right
He's
now.
wearing his NFL hat.
I'm wearing it because I've got bedhead at the moment because I took a half an hour nap before the show.
Yeah, me too, Dan.
So the 5 hairs I have left on my head are going in 5 different directions. Got to cover that stuff up. But anywho,
yeah, it was fun times, Dan. Super Bowl was so good that Michelle and I fell asleep during the fourth quarter because that's how exciting that game was. Reminded me very much of the Super Bowls of the 80s and 90s. Yeah, but at that point the game was pretty much over. You know, it was just like, yeah, you kind of knew the outcome.
They did put the kicker for the Seahawks on the MVP ballot finally after enough people were apparently poking them on social media, but we couldn't get over the goal line and get him the MVP because he was the only one scoring.
That would have been perfect for that Super Bowl to have the kicker of all people on the field, the kicker be the MVP. That would have been the capper to that Super Bowl. That would have been perfect.
The smallest, lightest weight player on the team.
Yes.
Unless it's the Cardinals.
Right.
In which case it's
of course.
the quarterback.
Oh, do you have like some thick man kicker or what?
No, we have Kyler Murray. He's 2'4".
Hey everybody, I'm gonna kick the field. Oh, yeah, hello everybody.
More than me.
Yeah, actually, Ashley, you would be a giant next to our quarterback.
That's so true.
Oh my gosh.
But he might not be our quarterback next year. We'll find out. Anyways, we should probably start the show now.
Oh yeah. Sidebar.
This is Sidebar, and this is just kind of how we roll here. It's a lost show, but we reserve the right to talk about things like NFL commercials and short quarterbacks and food. There will be a food segment at some point, no doubt. And, yeah.
You know, Dan, it's interesting because during the Super Bowl, I drank a whole beer. And, you know, it's not enough to get me drunk, but I thought about for the theme tonight, Dan, maybe I would show up to the show drunk. But then I realized that I can't really drink enough to do that without just falling asleep. So that wouldn't have worked. But the whole show tonight, the premise for this show was showing up to court drunk based largely on a case we saw last week in Judge McNally's court, where one of the defendants showed up and was clearly just plastered. One of those all night drinking sesh kind of deals. And Judge McNally just, I thought for sure he was going to bring the hammer down on him, but he just, my court officers say you're drunk. He's like, just you reek of alcohol. Take him out in the hall and give him a PBT test. And then he comes back to say, yep, you're drunk. I'm like,
it wasn't a he, it was a she.
It's a she.
Or a she, rather,
Yeah.
And
did they say the result of the breath test?
1, 2, 4, I believe.
I thought it was like a 166.
Maybe it was.
Oh my God.
Let me go through my notes. I've got it written down. But no, actually, Michael, I was going to say that before we got into the food segment of this show, that we would start with the open bar and talk about the person who showed up drunk. So
Yes.
where is it?
I thought
do
he was going
have
to
it.
come down hard on them too.
Well, yeah, he wasn't like, oh, he's still coming, or she wasn't a little bit just coming down from the night before, like, oh, I'm down to a .03 or something. It was like,
Yes.
just
it's a .1. It's a .166.
It was.
oh my God, that's twice the
Yeah, so
legal
she's-
limit.
Yep, she was twice.
I think he was
Holy
only worried
crap.
about if she was driving or not. If she drove.
Yeah, that
there.
was my next
What?
question.
Yeah.
Did he ask her how she got to court? And
Yes.
Mhm.
did she
Yeah,
drive
I didn't know
herself?
that. Yeah.
There was like a friend or a neighbor or something like that brought her, and he questioned that guy on is she not gonna drive? Did you really drive her here? Are you gonna take her home? All of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because at that point, I suppose that there would definitely be a potential liability on him if he let her go.
Yeah.
Correct. Yep.
Absolutely.
But,
Well, and so there's a lot of questions that I have with this, and while this is a serious topic to a degree, I mean, it's a lot less serious than some of the stuff we tackle here, but it does speak to a bigger problem that obviously someone has. If you're in court for whatever reason, even if it's a traffic citation, you should be taking it seriously. And the last thing you should ever do, well, one of the last things you should ever do is show up blitzed.
Yeah.
Whether it's on booze or drugs or whatever, never a good idea. The fact that she didn't get contempt, she didn't get locked up, she didn't get much of a lecture, just a little bit, but mostly was just like, hey, don't drive. We're just going to reset. That speaks volumes to McNally, and I have to say, as much of a curmudgeon that he is, he handled that with a lot of courtesy. Maybe some might argue maybe too much so, but he really handled that with very, very gently. Probably more so than most judges that we watch would have done so.
Yeah, and I think he would have handled it differently though if she had come on her own.
Yes.
If somebody did
Oh,
drive her,
for
I think-
sure.
yeah, he would just probably lock her up and like.
I'll put her in the
wait
drunk
her
tank for
to-
sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I think he handled that pretty nicely myself. Like you said, Michael, maybe a little bit too nicely. I wasn't just expecting him to just release her and just reset her case.
Yeah.
It does seem like that's a waste of time to me, but because
yeah,
it
no,
is.
it's definitely a waste of the court's time.
Yeah, exactly.
And what's the guarantee that they reset this for however long, they come back at that period of time, and she just shows up equally as under the influence, equally as, nothing else changes? Like, how do you proceed then? It kind of set the precedent of, oh, well, if you show up this way, okay, we'll just
That's
do
a
this
great
later.
question.
And
Yeah.
I think there's a good chance that that's the case, because I don't know if you remember this detail, but she admitted to McNally that she stopped drinking around 4 a.m. And this hearing took place
Yes.
a little bit after 9, and she was still blowing a 166. So if that's true, and she really did stop drinking, and we do the math, she was probably what, a 2.8? A 3?
Dangerous.
If
I
she's
mean,
telling the truth.
was
Yeah.
very,
Yep.
very,
That's
very
true.
but here's the crazy part. If most of us blew a .16, I'll speak for me. If I blew a .16, I'd probably be staggering all over the place. I'd be slurring all over hey, judge, hey, look at the courtroom. I love it. And he, most of it, she walked in there kind of normal. I mean, it was a little bit but nothing like, she was babbling kind of nonsense. As I recall, but that speaks to, this is a person that probably has been made a career out of it.
Something
And-
about the person that drove her was Trump's family or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
11th cousin?
Disaster.
11th cousin
Oh,
twice
that
removed.
part.
Yep.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
Now,
that was
I don't know if
interesting.
that was the drunk talking or if she had mental issues.
That's
maybe
another
Sometimes
thing.
they come hand in hand.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know,
One
sometimes you're-
intensifies the other.
Yeah. You're
Yeah, she
drinking
could
'cause
be
you're
very well
anxious,
drinking
and
in
then
an
you're anxious
attempt
'cause
to
you drank.
self-medicate her weird brain away.
Yeah.
Could be.
Certainly possible.
That happens.
Yeah, because
more-
we see a
that
lot of
happens
people.
quite a bit. Like whatever the substance they're addicted to, it kind of started out as, you know, their medicine, they're self-medicating, you know, depression, anxiety, the whole gamut of things, boredom, and then it just exacerbates the problem because it's actually not the right medicine for you, and suddenly you think the president's 11th cousin twice removed drove you to court in Metro Detroit.
I mean,
Jack Daniels is not the right medicine?
although
Generally not.
I think we're all at some. I mean, by the time you get out to 11th cousin, we're all pretty much probably 11th cousins. I mean, I don't know. Maybe maybe there's probably truth in that somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
But again, the question is now. I know some people will, and we've seen this in other cases where they have a couple of drinks because of the anxiety of going to court.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it, but I can see why someone would. There's sometimes it's not necessarily somebody has a substance abuse problem so much as they may have other issues, the anxiety issues, kind of like what Lindsay was talking about. There's a myriad of other things that could be going on that lead to that sort of thing. Because everybody deals with big emotions, big feelings, big anxiety in different ways. And it's not necessarily the healthiest way to do it, but it also makes for good content. So, if you're going to show up to court drunk, make sure you do it on one of the courtrooms we're watching. Thanks. Really appreciate that.
Well, and I think Judge Simpson has a streak going of people like on his Zoom courts actively using. Like I saw one the other day where the lady was huffing like computer duster, just straight up on feed.
What?
Oh, really? I missed
Yeah,
that.
so like the air duster stuff you use to clean your keyboard. She dipped
was
it
that
slightly below the camera, and you hear the can.
Was that on TCF, Lindsay?
I
don't
can neither
think so.
confirm nor deny that it was TCF. I can't remember what channel.
I would hope I would have noticed that.
I think
it
it
might
was
have been.
during his afternoon stream, if I'm thinking right, because I saw that too.
Yeah.
Didn't?
Oh my God.
That's less than what I thought you were going to tell me, though. When you're like, Judge Simpson's got people actively using, I thought for sure you were going to tell me somebody was like this.
Someone's doing a line right there. Hey, just
I mean,
you
there
see
might
the
have been
Zoom
other streams
call in the
I hadn't been
bathroom.
watching, but that was the one I happened to see where
Yep.
And then I went to his quarters, rewatched the feed. Like, ma'am, I saw you with the canister to your face. I need you to come down here.
I'm gonna know what that substance is right under your nose. It's powdered sugar, Judge. I don't think that's powdered sugar. Bond won't continue.
Bond will not continue.
I have a hard time, and I'm trying, I really am, but I'm having a hard time with all of these people in our world who are having trouble just handling their stuff. So they're running to all of these, the drugs and the alcohol and all that, just to be able to like cope. And I'm really trying to wrap my brain around that concept, but it's just not who I am, because I just handle things. I deal and it's not like it's more comfortable for me. I mean, it's incredibly uncomfortable in a lot of times to deal with stuff. But we see it so often, and this was yet another example of it. If she's a 166, she either has a huge problem or she really was just scared to death and trying to deal with everything. And I don't know. She's not the first one we've seen do it.
Yeah.
We've seen him show up and tipsy in court before, or clearly under the influence of something, and it's a hard one for me to wrap my brain around.
If she was at that level and she wasn't, I guess, sick, for lack of a better word, actively vomiting multiple times during the feed, she's probably been at it for a while.
She's
And
probably career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are anomalies to that.
Yeah, if it was just a case of I was terrified and I got hammered to deal with the anxiety, she would probably have gotten quite sick.
For sure.
Yeah.
Maybe. There are anomalies to it. I'm an anomaly, at least I used to be. I've found the last couple of times that I've had just a single drink, it's not sat well with me, but back in the old days, I could just drink and drink and drink and drink and drink if I wanted to, and you wouldn't see it on me. For whatever reason, my body tended to process it all after I went to bed. But then I'd wake up at like 3 a.m. and be like, oh my God, am I just wasted? And it was really bizarre, but that's just how I process it. So, I mean, everybody handles it differently physically, but,
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. She's got problems, and I'm not exactly sure what they are. I mean, we'll find out if she shows up drunk again. Then I think I think it's less anxiety and more career, which is unfortunate.
Yep. And I was thinking about this too. If he did lock her up, I don't know if that would serve any kind of purpose for him, at least, just because I see people that have problem with drinking and they go into jail and they get released the next day and they just go back at it again. So I don't think that would even serve a purpose. They don't even remember landing
the only way I could have seen this situation benefiting from her sitting in jail for 24 hours would be that they immediately brought her back out and did the case. But it doesn't.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Bring her out.
And we know she's sober. We know she's gonna show up and be.
I don't remember.
Hear it, but she also might go and start going into withdrawals because we don't know where she is in the grander scheme of it all.
What was she there for? What was the case?
I'm trying to remember.
Because I'm not sure.
I don't know if we found out, to be honest, because they started talking.
I don't think we found out.
I don't think we found out because immediately when he brought her up the first time, he said that
sure hope it wasn't DUI.
Of alcohol. He said that you smell of alcohol. They tell me you smell of alcohol. And then they had the back and forth. And then he's like, we're going to go get you tested. And then a half an hour later, she's back and she'd blown a 166.
I hope it's not something stupid like, they got you for expired plate. Are you gonna plead responsible or not responsible? Like showing just something like some traffic infraction and she shows up blasted. That would just be crazy. But yeah, we've seen that in Middleton's court.
Either, if you're down that road, little things like making sure your tags are up to date.
We saw Middleton do that with someone that was on like, I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't booze. It was like cocaine or something. And he set it aside for a couple of days and then brought it back. And that was some time ago. That might have even been while I was hosting. I can't remember. It was at least 2-3 months ago.
I remember something about that.
Yeah. And so we've certainly seen this. This is not exactly a new phenomena. I think it's just, it is worse though when someone's in front of the judge for, and I mean, how many times have we seen this on, over the years on court cam and all this stuff, where someone is there for DUI or for drug possession and they show up drunk or, on drugs or carrying drugs on them. And that's when it's time that they be put into some sort of treatment program. Some major step has to be taken. We're well beyond a fine. We're well beyond just conventional means to deal with these types of situations. Again, it's a lighter topic, but there are still serious implications. And obviously you want to find out the story. Like, I'd love to know the backstory, some of the lore of this woman from Judge McNally's court, for example. I'd love to know kind of how the genesis of how they got there.
Mm-hmm. What was she even there for?
Yeah. I mean, that's numero uno. Again, if it's something silly,
Until
Yeah.
somebody tells me different, I've got her pegged in my head as Hoarder Woman. I think she's the next door neighbor of Hoarder Man. That's where I'm going with it. That's how I'm writing the lore, at least for now.
Yeah,
Get that?
no. According to my
I can see
notes, it wasn't said what she was there for.
Well, yeah, so we're going to make it up.
Hoarder woman.
Yeah, we're going to imagine.
Dan's vote is
clearly
Hoarder Woman.
wasn't-
I say she's there for like expired plate or
Yeah.
like no proof
I
of
think
insurance.
It was like a traffic ticket or something, or something
That's-
that clearly didn't involve the use of alcohol, because if she was being charged with something involving intoxication
Right.
and she shows up to court intoxicated, I think McNally would have found several.
McNally
books
would have
to throw
blown
at
a
her.
gasket.
But
Yeah.
it's just because, because he was so
He would've-
compassionate in his way, then just let
Yeah.
her go until a couple weeks from now. It had to have been something really minute.
Lindsay
Tim
just
says-
puts that
Tim
image
says
in my
hoarders
head.
Don't drink.
McNally whipping books across the courtroom.
Yeah, just he has those books behind him, just like throwing us. It's just,
You're welcome.
yes, that's. I'm sure. As we say that, AI slop channel, 1722_BBQ is right now making sure that they upload that.
Room with zero files.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
They're going to make sure to have that either as a thumbnail or just its own video, because, we have to, it's not just enough to take actual cases and turn them into AI slop content, but now they're making up these cases, like they're using like generative video to manufacture cases. So
You don't need to do that. The real stuff's weird enough.
it is,
Yes.
although I will say, full disclosure, I probably would at least one time watch McNally throwing books. I don't know.
Oh, I'd watch it, but I'd want to see it.
I'd report
Like-
it. I'd watch it.
I would report it, but I would probably,
Yeah.
because it's just this, I don't know. The image in my head is probably so much better than what AI could generate,
Dan's
at least right now.
seriously taking notes. They
Yep.
would watch McNally throwing.
Well, yeah, I am. Don't worry, I'm not going to post anything like that on this channel. I've promised we will not be AI slop. But that does
Dan
not
has a separate
preclude-
channel, a secret channel.
right?
TCF
you all-
secret.
You all thought that courtroom _files_LOL was like a copycat channel.
It's
no.
Dan's
wasn't.
fault.
They're all mine. They're all mine. I've had you fooled all along.
No, I knew it. I knew it.
Conspiracy.
Guys, I'm making millions on AI slop.
So that's why they both come from the same internet location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all marked
Talk-
India. You didn't realize that's where I was.
Nope.
Yes.
Oh wow, he's not in Arizona even. Wow.
Could have fooled us.
See?
No, I use a VPN. That's why you think I'm in Arizona. I VPN into Arizona.
Oh,
I
We
actually
bought
did.
the
I
hack
Makes
to
actually,
throw it
sense.
off, guys.
I actually did that, Michael, when I came to your house to help you with the water heater.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was me.
Full
V-
body
was a-
VPNing in.
VPN.
That was a solid internet connection.
It was.
That's Star
That was
Trek
his
TNG
robot.
type stuff there. Holodeck.
Verizon was hooking me up that day.
Yes.
I did glitch
Love
twice
that.
though. You didn't notice,
Well, I mean,
but I
Maybe,
think it helps
yeah.
that you have vision issues. That's how
Yes.
I got away with it.
Oh.
So blind you didn't even notice he was a hologram.
yes. Well, I mean, it's probably why Topaz didn't bark at him. I mean, guys, there's nothing there.
How did that water heater get up on the platform? Force
Wait,
God,
you
you
bought
know,
a levitating
tractor
one?
beams.
We joke, but
everything.
AI slop is going to get there, guys. It's going to be there
Yeah.
pretty soon. It's going to be able to
AI
install
swap
water
install
heaters.
a water heater. I'm
it's already
I'm okay with that.
intimidating people.
Yeah,
that's
at that
scary.
point, I'll be like, bring on the slop. I'm going to be a pig, just slurping that down. Just all the, hey, go ahead, install my water heater, do the plumbing.
Well, Or the AI stuff where they take people and put them in different not less revealing clothes, like the clothing thing, like they change their clothing and put them in that type of thing.
Ooh.
It's a bit everywhere. Yes.
Yeah.
That
I'm
gave me
trying-
another
Yes.
idea.
I'm trying to say not what I want to say. If y'all could catch my drift. But
We
anyway.
caught it.
AI pornography is what Ashley is trying to say for those of you that might need the subtitles. We should just, we should have just a narrator every once. What Ashley is actually talking about is AI pornography. Generating images of very revealing and dirty content.
We substituted Ashley's normal photo gallery with pornography. Will she notice the difference?
We've substituted Ashley's normal thoughts for dark thoughts. This is what happens.
It is a thing though.
Yeah.
What, Ashley's dark thoughts? Yes.
Yeah.
That too.
That too.
Substituting your photo gallery with other photos?
That's
You
not
need
a
to be
thing
more
yet.
specific. Yet?
No. No.
Yeah. Tomorrow, maybe. So
That's
no,
not over, is what she's saying.
see, this is what happened. This is why you tune into Sidebar. We start with drunk defendants. We wind up with that.
A
Mark it
legitimate
down,
metaphor
2612
about what
off
a
the
judge
rails.
would do turned into
Yes.
the train going completely off the rails.
Well,
but
we
that's
can-
what
we can
happens,
bring it
though.
back- we can bring it back
Yep.
in and connect it. It goes off the rails because everything that we see in court pretty much all day long are people who are off the rails with their
That's
stupidity.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I mean, that's-
we're just modeling what we see.
that's why this show exists, is because of all the different kinds of weird antics and behaviors and decisions that are made. It's just like, what we're going to talk about on Thursday, which will be a little more serious, but this is emblematic of what we deal with in court, is people that are high. And then I have to ask, though, this. I was the guy yesterday in Judge Boyd's court, and I think we all know who I'm talking about already, was the guy that decided to take prison over just being put on GPS drunk or high.
Oh.
Yes.
Or just stupid. Because I've always wondered this, and maybe this is a sidebar in and of itself. I don't know. If you're given a myriad of options, and one of them is prison, I would choose any other option that isn't prison. Like, I don't know why
Exactly.
people take the prison.
Right.
Counterpoint.
Yep.
Sometimes just serving the time and not having as many stipulations and just getting it over with is, in its own way, the easier way to do it. Plus, not that I know from experience, but from what I've heard, it's pretty easy to get whatever your substance of choice is in prison.
Yep.
So he could
That could
serve
be.
his however long, doing whatever, and then he just gets out and he's done. Whereas if you put a monitor on him and stipulations, he's actually got to straighten up and fly right. And I don't think he's capable of it.
Yeah, and I don't think he
It's not
had
at
that
this point
much
in his
time to
life.
serve anyway.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
3 years, though. I mean, we can sit here and go, 3 years in prison's nothing. Man, I
It's a long
wouldn't
time.
last 3 days in prison.
Oh yeah,
I
know that
would be
too.
like, I mean,
Yeah.
that's, I can't imagine what it's like. I
Stop and
don't
think
want to
about
know what
where
it's
you were
like.
3 years ago and how much time
Yeah.
has passed and how many things have changed in those 3 years. And now imagine
Yeah.
spending all that time staring at the exact same 4 brick walls.
Yep.
It's a lot, but
I mean,
at the same time,
yeah.
when you're just a product of that system, it does hell, I'll go back and I'll serve it out and
You
then
don't
they
have
just
to
let me
keep
go.
a roof over your head. You don't have to feed
Exactly.
yourself.
Exactly. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's 3
I don't know,
semi
some
hots
people
and a
might think
cot.
that way.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for a lot of people,
True.
it just becomes a way of life. I mean, it's what they're used to.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can be programmed to it.
Yeah.
Think about
some folks are just
Institutionalized.
institutionalized.
Yep.
Yep.
Great
Well,
minds.
think about our pets, for example. They grow up in a like Io and Ellie here. We've had them since they were babies, really, and they've grown up in this house, and it's what they're used to. They know it's where they're fed. They know that they're taken care of, and obviously it's not like a prison. I mean, they get a lot of love and affection and stuff like that, but they're also not in a hurry to go explore the world. Because
sometimes you get a little love and affection in prison too. Oh.
Well, that's different, Michael.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, that's
You went
that's
there.
a whole different.
Thank you for taking my serious point and taking it in a completely other direction. Like,
That's
I
what I do,
get what
Dan.
I understand what
That's
you're saying.
why I'm
you know,
here.
they become-
creatures adapt.
Yeah.
And they get used
No,
to
but-
this is the bottom
Right.
Yeah.
But I still think that, I mean, it's, I don't know. I guess I'm just not wired that way. I guess I just don't have that mindset. So it's hard for me to understand. Like, I hear what Lindsay's saying. I hear what you're saying. And I just, in my head, I'm still like, you know what, man, I just don't want to go to prison, especially if I'm offered deferred and,
Right.
and I can walk away with no conviction. Now, I guess some of these people, they just don't care. Like, what difference does it make? They've probably got 17 other convictions. So what's number 18? Like, what difference does it make? But I would just think if you can get away with it, essentially, you're going to just do this period of time which will be terminated early if you actually do what you're supposed to do. I don't know. Seems logical, but that's why sometimes the decisions some people make in court just leads me to believe that they're under some kind of weird influence. I don't know.
I think they're under the weird influence of life. One of the things I'll say, Michael, is you're looking, I think, at things in a vacuum. So you're looking at the specific situation and you're putting your own life experience on it, and you're saying, okay, if this were me and I had been given this choice, I would choose this. And but you're looking at it in the vacuum of that proceeding from your life perspective.
Sure.
Now pull back from that and look at it as somebody who has spent their entire adult life in and out of the system. They're probably abusing substances. They've never really had much of anything. And
They don't have
are
a
they
life.
to the point where they're like, I just don't care anymore?
Yeah.
I suppose-
it's easier for me to take the free bed than to try to fix the disaster that I've created.
That said, there's still a lot of people that don't choose prison that are still kind of in and out of the system. So I just,
Right.
And where do they end back up most of the time? Especially if it's a longer deferment.
Yeah, we don't know
Yeah.
if this guy maybe had
Right
tried
back.
this before, where he just like, hey, I know this.
because
The one-
he was
The
he was
decision
going
I
to
made
get
is
sent
that
to
I know this is going to drag on forever if I don't just do it and finish it out.
he was going to get sent to SATF or whatever, which
Yeah.
and I don't think that would have been as long. That would have been a full 3-year deal.
No.
SATF is usually like
but-
6 to 12 months, I think.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
They make
which
you
is,
fix
the
things and
which is a
I don't
treatment
think you're
program
gonna-
for those of you
yeah.
wondering in Texas.
Yeah.
But
SATF,
Which then
substance
brings back
abuse
around the
treatment
question of not
facility.
everyone's ready
Yep.
for the treatment, the solution, the rehab. They still see what they're using as ultimately their solution to their problem. So if I can go to jail and I know Bubba down the way makes, toilet hooch, and I can still do what I need to do.
Toilet hooch.
Stock up on ramen to trade them, and you're good to go.
Exactly.
There you go.
I mean,
Yeah.
Bubba's toilet
There's-
hooch.
That's,
it was
that's
crass. You know
similar
what
to
I'm saying? Like they
Joe's
do
House
these
of
kinds of
Math,
things.
right?
Say it
Yeah.
again?
It's
I picked that
Bubba's
up
Toilet
too.
Hooch and Joe's House of Meth are part of the same, I think, larger umbrella company.
Yeah, they're
pretty
under the
sure.
same.
Conglomerate.
The same,
Yes.
yeah.
Nina
Well,
says
Bubba's
I'd be
Toilet
more worried about
Hooch
the
is a
kind of people
DBA.
in the prison, though. Yeah, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yep.
It
I
also
can-
becomes a question of ease. What is the
True.
easier thing for me to do right now?
and you guys are right. I mean, listen. I mean,
I
we've
understand.
many people. I remember taking a sociology course in college, and our professor brought in a guy that did time at a prison here in Arizona, And he talked about, oh yeah, people get substances in there. If you think it's like drug free in there, you're kidding yourself. Sometimes guards will bring in stuff for people. I mean, there's people that are on that are on the take. I mean, there's all sorts of crazy stuff that goes on in prison that you wouldn't even believe. So, you know, people that get off of drugs in prison, it's unless you're put into solitary or unless it's a higher security level prison, good luck, because you can still get access to. He talked about how you talk about the toilet hooch. They didn't make toilet hooch, but they did make hooch out of barrels that collected rainwater. They were able to make like wine or something, prison wine.
Prison wine.
And he told told a whole story about that, which was wild. And not that I thought that prison was like, oh, the people go in there and it's just all wonderful and happy and they do their time and they come out and everybody just has their neat tattoos and that's the end of it. I knew it wasn't quite that, rainbows, but as a 19, 20-year-old kid, I was like, wow, that's crazy. I mean, he talked about all the other stuff that goes on in there. And I was like, yeah, I already knew I didn't want to go to prison, but now I'm like really convinced not a good place to be. This public service announcement brought to you all of us by right here on Sidebar. So don't go to prison, kids.
Nina has a good point. Judge Fletcher gives speeches about what scary places Texas prisons are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, he not only did he give scary speeches, he straight up said it, that you'll be someone's girlfriend, in prison. I mean, he said the word prison bitch.
Yeah, he said it a couple times.
More than once.
Right.
Judge Fleischer was not, he was not a person that ever minced his words when it came to that sort of thing. And
he was going to tell you like
may have had Right. People may have had a problem with it, but of all the things that Judge Fleischer did, I think that was probably one of the things, other than his scrutiny of probable cause, that I liked most about him was just
quite unfiltered.
There wasn't sugarcoating.
Right.
And I think that was the problem that the lawyers all had with him in the end.
Yeah, I think so.
He wasn't, because all these viral moments, because he wasn't being sugarcoating anything, were being attached to their clients.
And Judge Boyd does it too. She and I know that's why there's people that have problems with her.
But then you look across the hall at Judge Rodriguez, who is still streaming, and he's just like, well, here's what's going to happen today.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's just boring and nobody cares. But
you'll do your time in prison and it'll just be wonderful. And and look, you'll have a roommate and you guys will get along great. And you don't ever have to worry about, you've heard a lot about the soap in prisons, and it's not slippery at all. It won't drop. You'll be just fine. Everything's good.
You'll do s'mores over the toilet.
Yeah, the toilet s'mores, and no toilet hooch, it's toilet s'mores. And
why did I bring that up?
That was
you never,
right there.
You see, Lindsay, you never know what's going to happen. Sometimes it's me that throws it off.
Sometimes I do, and I just should not open my mouth and say things.
And but ordinarily it's me that derails. Sometimes it's somebody else, and I'm happy that it was somebody else this time.
Actually, I think
twice
toilet
now.
s'mores
I've made
were
an
in the
innocent comment about something that could happen, and it's just off to the races.
Name escapes me. The old lady who went to prison for like the financial fraud.
Martha Stewart.
Martha Stewart.
Thank you, Martha Stewart.
Oh,
yeah. She did. Didn't she do like the prison cookbook because she was working on
Yes.
recipes while she was in there?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure toilet s'mores were in there.
She was knitting some doilies that you could.
No.
Home cooked food.
She's knitting.
Beth was walking by and she just opened the door of the studio to laugh out loud because all she heard was Martha Stewart and toilet sports.
This book can be
Today,
used in
I'm
prison.
going to show you how to knit some special prison underwear. And
No,
Martha's.
I don't want to think about
What a-
Martha Stewart's special prison underwear. I didn't need that tonight. Thank you.
She totally should have done like a product line around that. It probably
She
would have saved
should
Kmart.
have.
It would have saved.
Oh, but we
Kmart
wouldn't.
For sure.
We don't want to be known for selling stuff that gangsters wear. Says certain companies. But this would be one where
She was.
I mean,
She was.
be a
She
great
was friends
market.
with Snoop too, so there could have been good tie-ins
Yep.
They
there.
still are. They're good
Yeah.
buddies.
yeah, no, I think that'd be great. I think that would be. I would. You know what? I'd buy some Martha Stewart prison wear. I think that would be wonderful. And you know what? I'd have it right here on TCF. Wear it on Sidebar. And I'd be like, hey, guys, tonight's Sidebar is brought to you by Toilet S'mores.
Dan scribbling.
Merch.
How
Toilet
come random
S'mores.
things I say wind up as merch?
I've got a whole list of things, and sometimes ideas pan out, sometimes they don't. But
Yeah.
Oh my.
toilet
It's,
s'mores and Martha Stewart wear. Okay, we'll see what we can do.
What are you gonna do with? No, I don't want to know. I don't wanna know. No,
What I would do with toilet s'mores?
I didn't ask it. No.
Well, you could make a graphic of somebody making the toilet s'mores. You could make. It would require licensing for sure and a business partner, but you could make like a kit that you buy, like a s'mores kit. and think of this. There'd be like a couple of like those they're not tea lights, but those little burners that they use underneath the hot pots. That,
Oh, like the sterno things?
yes. So it would include like one of those for you to put in your toilet to heat everything. A couple of toothbrushes that are converted into sticks to put everything on.
Not converted, just sharpened down.
That's what I
Sharpen the end down.
mean. Sharpen down.
Can also be used as a shank.
No, I wasn't going to stab anyone, officer. It was just for s'mores.
This has just
Writing
become the
that
best
one down,
episode of
too.
You need
Sidebar
the
ever.
skewers too.
I wasn't going to
this-
stab anyone.
You see what Sidebar is, everybody. We have a premise for the show. And the premise of the show goes for a while, and then Sidebar, the real Sidebar, starts at about 35 minutes after the hour. And
Well-
that's where the real show starts. The rest of it is kind of like, hey, this is just so people can be roped in by the serious stuff, and you can. This is the strategy of the show. I and it's brilliant, Dan. I have to say you've done a brilliant job crafting it this way.
This is
I will give you the
exactly how I
credit.
planned it, yeah.
Yes. So we talk. You rope them in with with the serious topic, and then you hit them with the uppercut of toilet s'mores and other Martha Stewart prison products.
Change the name from Sidebar to Sidetracked. Maybe.
That could be a graphic that pops
Yeah,
up.
gotta put in for
Talking
your-
too long.
You
Side
know what,
tangent.
though? You know what though, Nina? This is the reason why I love doing this show with these guys is this whole thing right here. The fact that we start with a serious topic, but then we joke and we have fun. This is the community right here. I mean, this is what makes us different from all of the other court channels is we're coming together and we're having some fun and we're enjoying each other's company. And just tell me that isn't just a wonderful thing.
And you know what it is too? I'll say this about, with the world and the state that it is right now, it's sometimes it's good to have these lighthearted moments and kind of cut
Exactly.
loose a little bit and just because look, again, Thursday undoubtedly will be a bit more of a heavy topic. It'll start out that way. Just a little preview.
That might be harder to transition into toilet.
Oh no,
seaters,
we can
but
do it.
try.
Well,
sure.
Trust me. I'll get the industrial size steering wheel out and I'll throw this thing hard to starboard very quickly if need be.
I mean, yeah. Prison formula, if we can somehow wrap it around to that, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Nope.
Lindsay, did you get a chance to see what we're talking about on Thursday yet? Because I know you were working.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Well,
But I won't be here, so.
No, but you'll want to check out the hearing anyways. Okay. I know you won't be here Thursday, but yeah, it was a pardon hearing today. Parole hearing.
So those of you that were in the chat and those of you that know, just a preview for Thursday, because we like to, sometimes it's fun to do a tease, right? So there was a hearing today in the Louisiana Board of Pardons and Paroles around a woman that I guess so during Hurricane Katrina back in 2005, her family, they fled New Orleans. She had 4 children. She just gave birth to a 4th child, and I guess she was a premature baby. And she did not take proper care of this child.
Yep.
I will say I was working during this, so I may have missed exactly the genesis of what happened, but I guess she watered down the formula that she was giving because she couldn't get any more formula.
No, she was she was giving it organic cow's milk.
Yep.
And she was watering down some of that, but
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what it basically. Yeah. All right. So she did that, and of course, because the child was premature, because it had very, very special dietary, issues. Obviously, you have to take very special care. The child died, and while she seemed somewhat remorseful, she also seemed to really kind of put a lot of the blame on circumstances of life and Katrina happened and I just couldn't get the care I needed and I ran out of WIC coupons or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, and so kind of took a little responsibility, but shirked a lot of it sort of in multiple directions. Yep. And then said, well, I'm still a good mom. But here's the thing. I at the beginning of the hearing, you feel one way and then you kind of start to feel another as it goes on. And that's all I'll say about it for now. We'll get into it on Thursday. But
I don't know.
It was a fascinating hearing. I suggest you watch it because
I just pulled it up for my post sidebar viewing.
Yep.
It pulled me out of my work because
I didn't know what the heck was going on at the beginning. Yeah.
You'll see in the chat, Lindsay, that the chat felt one way, and I might change my mind after I watch it back, but in real time, based on what I was hearing, I was leaving a little bit of room for this woman to not be the devil.
Right. And I at the beginning of it I was too, but it's an emotional roller coaster, I think.
I want to listen to it again to see if my mind changes on that, but as I recall, one of the issues was that the baby wasn't wasn't handling regular formula properly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Correct.
And I had an experience with my oldest son, Ethan, when he was a baby. He rejected everything. Like, he couldn't take regular formula. He couldn't take breast milk. Nothing was working. We ended up settling on one specific brand and type of a soy formula that he could tolerate. And it took a lot of effort to find something that would actually work. So I'm leaving open the possibility that she's stupid, especially for not seeking professional help, but not necessarily I'm trying to kill my child, devil kind of behavior. I don't know.
Yep.
However,
again, we'll hash a lot of that out on Thursday. And there's other cases that are like this that I'm sure we can go off about, but it's again, that's more serious stuff, and I don't know how we're going to go on, our normal sometimes it's harder to bring the funny to that stuff. But
beware.
Well, get it out of the way
Lindsay,
now.
if
Then we got
if you
10 more
Google
minutes.
it though.
Yep.
Because there's more bad details in the Google when I researched it.
There's a lot of information out there. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. That's the other thing is this was a highly publicized kind of case at the time.
Right
and now
People magazine.
And now that I think about it, I think I talked about it on my live show back then because the name was familiar. And then I thought about this through the day today, and I was like, I think I talked about that case back in probably, I don't know, early 2006, late 05, early 06, when kind of maybe a little later than that, because it seems to me that it kind of sat there for a while, and then finally it was indicted later. It might have actually been a year later. I can't remember, but it was indicted later, and so that's the genesis of that. So that's kind of how that went. But
her conviction was, I think, 2007.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
from what I was reading earlier.
Yep. Well, that one's got some strange turns too that we could possibly discuss that aren't just the dead child. The fact that, and I don't know how this happened, so I want to do some research, but she was convicted of second-degree murder, and I looked it up, and we covered it on the show. By statute in Louisiana, that is life without parole, hard labor.
Yes.
But somehow, a few years ago, she got that converted into 36 years.
Yes, clemency. She got it reduced to 36 years, which means the board had to hear it, and then the governor signed off on it.
Agree. Yep.
Yeah.
So I don't know how she got it in front of the board, even considering what it was, because she wasn't supposed to have any other chances.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I would have thought that was going to be in the paperwork.
There's something there, and I don't know if it's an attorney, if she's got mob connections. I mean, who knows? I mean, there's sometimes, and again, this is one of those interesting rabbit holes to go down. There are some cases that have gone before the board that you think, there's no way that this is going to be approved. There's no way they're going to grant clemency, and then they do. And you wonder, how did that happen? It's like the Judge Stevens disappearing off screen for a while, coming back, and then he sentences the defendant to going out to Sizzler.
I like how I've made that its own meme now.
TCF lore.
Dan, it pretty much was what happened. I mean, okay, it could have been Red Lobster, it could have been Chili's, but I like to think it was Sizzler.
No, you get better value at Sizzler.
Yeah.
At the buffet.
Oh, trust me. When Johnny and I, we had 12 plates of shrimp there one night, each of us, back when we were in high school.
That's so much shrimp.
Yeah. The Sizzler in Flagstaff, it'll never be the same again. And you wonder why the place went out of business. I think Johnny and I single-handedly ensured that Sizzler lost money.
I'm surprised you didn't get mercury poisoning or something. Eating that much seafood.
I don't know. It was like the Simpsons episode where Homer has all you can eat. Yeah. Yeah.
We learned about shrimp last night.
It was fun times.
We learned about shrimp last night on In the Blind.
Yes, on In the Blind, we absolutely did. There's among the many other topics.
What shrimp was it? Something with an M.
Oh my gosh. I just remember it has the strength of like a .22 caliber bullet.
Yes.
And the power of a bullet. It's like Superman. It's faster than a speeding bullet. It's not faster, but it is stronger. Crazy. So that was
shrimp are one of the stronger ones out in the
mantis
oceans.
Shrimp. Beth just showed her
mantis shrimp.
Are you just lurking outside the studio door? Oh, okay. She just hobbled over to tell us it was mantis shrimp. Yeah, well, we know the 22 caliber part. Yeah. 50, yeah, the cavitation was 50 miles an hour. Yeah.
And the bubbles, and it created
Extra pressure.
Yeah.
and the secondary wave,
So
actually like a secondary.
so it's like a nuclear weapon in a crustacean.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody needs to go check out In the Blind.
Yes, the 10 kiloton shrimp.
At in dash the dash blind. I'll put a link in there now. Go watch it afterwards. Yeah, and if you need to, you can fast forward to the lightning round at the end. That's where we learn about the shrimp.
Yes. It's just like this show. There's some laughs, there's some education, there's tangents, there's all sorts of stuff, but it's there is educational material in there. So you can't say we're not trying to teach the audience stuff.
Alright.
No, Beth does
So
a
you
ton of
see-
research. She's been working all day on tomorrow's show.
Yeah, that's there's learning involved. Every day is a classroom, everybody.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, but no, I will say this, that's going to be an exciting thing on Thursday to talk about. I mean, it's a little heavier than showing up drunk to court, but I'll say this, I'm going to be tuned in. I'm going to check out Judge McNally's court. We're going to all be watching to see what happens when she returns. So
We have that marked down, don't we, Ashley? When
I think it's
I believe
February
we
19th.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Isn't
think
it?
I did
Yep.
mark that down.
Yep.
Either the 18th or the
So.
19th.
Yeah.
No, that will be interesting because I at this point, just to circle back to that
18th.
topic, I would be willing to bet. I'm betting that she's not sober. I hope, regardless of how she presents, that he has her blow again. I don't
Yeah.
think she'll blow.
Yeah, for sure.
Cirrus. If she does, maybe not a 166, but I bet you there's something on board. Because I just
And then I
feel
worry
there's a
about
bigger issue there.
competency. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm worried about competency already with the
Right.
trying to connect herself to Trump.
Yeah.
The weirdest
11th
thing.
cousin.
Yeah.
And that's not the first person that we've seen in a Michigan courtroom pull that off. That crazy dude in Judge Simpson's court was
Yep.
talking about how Trump and Elon Musk and even Judge
yeah.
Simpson's wife were all against him.
And Hitler.
Yes, of course. Adolf and I don't know, Elvis. There's a lot of people were out there against this guy. There's a cabal. What a cabal that is. Trump, Musk, Hitler, and Judge Cedric Simpson's wife. Of all
You know,
people.
Michael, it's a tale as old as time right there.
Yeah.
So that's going to stick too.
The president,
What a
the fascist, and the judge's wife.
What a conspiracy that is.
That sounds like the lead-in for a joke.
Well, no, actually, I was thinking it
Or
would
a
be
great episode of Law and Order.
some
Judge's
kind.
wife walk into a bar.
Yeah.
And then he threw his attorney
And-
under the bus and like.
And bond
I
will
don't think
continue.
it's done anything. No. Okay.
Oh, we see so much weird stuff.
We
I know,
do.
they're
Then we
kinda
can
falling
hear and we be
together
weird.
in a
It's
way.
perfect.
I've been a part of TCF almost 9 months. Lindsay is a week ahead of me and had her TCF anniversary
Oh, wow.
yesterday.
Yes.
And
Thank you,
I'm
Lindsay.
mine is next week. And in 9 months of watching TCF, and I got fed court stuff before this, but I got hooked here because of that. So in 9 months of just TCF alone, we have seen. You think you've seen it all? Like every day, I kind of go, okay, now I've seen everything, and then the next day or the next couple of days, I'm like,
Yes.
now, well, what was that? And so that's why we just keep showing up every day because you never know. You
So I have a
never
funny
know what you're
story
going to see.
about getting hooked here is back home at Thanksgiving, and there's a big court case kind of happening in Cadillac, Wexford County, and my family was talking about it. Like, yeah, apparently they go before the judge next week. And I'm like, oh, are they going before Wiggins or Elmore? and the slow head turns to look at me like, how do you know these guys by name? It's like, I don't watch them every day. What kind of weird stuff are you into? I thought it was hilarious. It rattled that off like nothing. It was Wiggins, by the way.
Yep.
Because of course it was.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
See?
Slow head turn. So
representing TCF, Lindsay.
Yeah, the things you learn.
I've had a few of those moments. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
So, funny story real quick. Similar, but slightly different. We have a lawyer on staff here at TCF, though I really am not going to get into why, because there is pending stuff going on right now. We are the plaintiff, not the defendant. Let's make that clear. However, he was asking us about what we do, and we told him about this channel, and he's like, that's a thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is totally a thing. He's like, you guys actually talk about this stuff on YouTube? He's like, I don't have the time, but this is, and then he goes out and he watches it for a couple of hours, and he gets back to me, he goes, this is brilliant. He's like, I can't believe everything that's going on here. This is great. So he's actually like, he watches us now.
Hilarious.
Nice.
He doesn't participate in the chat for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Dan_lawyer has joined the chat.
Right? So true. But yeah, I mean, it's
cool.
Yeah, no, this space is not just this channel, but this space as a whole is so interesting because a lot of people don't know it exists, but once you get here, a lot of people just get hooked on it.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then every now and then, like once, an amazing community comes about. So it's really cool.
Exactly.
Best thing ever. So thank you guys for letting me do this. Seriously.
Letting
Yes.
us yammer
Thank
on
you.
your channel
Yeah,
nonsensically
thank
for
you,
an
Dan.
hour twice a week.
Yes.
No, you know, Lindsay, what the coolest thing is to me, cooler than any piece of this, and I was telling Beth about this the other day, I can leave here and it just keeps going. And you guys take care of it. And that is just the coolest thing ever. It really is.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that many can say that. So
Yep.
thanks.
Thank you.
And on that note,
Thank you.
our time is up. Any final thoughts from anybody? Ashley? We've talked about so many weird things.
I
Do you have
know.
final
How do I
thoughts on-
sum it all
on
up?
Toilet s'mores or anything like that?
Not the toilet s'mores per se, but I don't know. Just
Ashley's like, I'm not touching that one.
be respectful when you go to court. It doesn't matter if it's the clothes you wear, your sobriety. Just keep it, keep it how it's supposed to be. That way you don't run into trouble like this person who might have been locked up in the end, but thankfully wasn't. But you never know what will happen, what judge you'll be in front of. And you could be locked up, or you could, I don't know, face other penalties. So just keep that in mind. Don't do that.
Austin?
Yep.
Final thoughts?
I was gonna say, don't show up to work drunk or to court drunk, and
Or
if you
work.
do,
Don't show up to
Or
work.
work.
don't drive or work.
Yeah.
Don't drive, and don't make a big scene, and you'll be fine.
Lindsay, I know what you're dying to talk about.
Oh yeah. I'm all about that Martha Stewart prison line. You know me. I come to the original topic with a lot of compassion, given, kind of my background. And we never know what someone's going through and what brings them to those circumstances. You just hope they find themselves in a better place eventually. But yeah, maybe put down the bottle sometime around midnight if you're going to show up to court the night before.
Especially hangover.
Good advice.
as
Yeah.
well.
Get some Pedialyte.
Michael?
I must disagree with Ashley about the clothes because, as I've been told, the clothes you wear, of course, do matter.
You were told that
a
was
t-shirt doesn't cut it.
You were told that.
And I've been told no, t-shirt bad. So clothes do make the man apparently.
Yep.
And good luck. That was,
All right.
oh my gosh.
I'll leave you with 3 thoughts. Number 1, don't show up drunk to court. Just don't do it.
Agreed.
Number 2, you guys are the best, and again, thank you. And number 3, maybe the most important, toilet s'mores are the shit.
Oh God!
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another edition of Sidebar.
is
We'll be
merch.
back on Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific. We'll be back tomorrow morning live, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6
Show
a.m.
went in the
Pacific.
crapper.
Take care. God bless.
Bye.